We've all had that late-night thought. What if the world actually ends? Well, for some people, that thought is followed by a much bigger question. What's the ultimate insurance policy? Today, we are peeling back the blast doors on doomsday bunkers, from the ridiculously cheap to the mind-blowingly expensive. So get ready for a journey that goes from rust buckets all the way to billion-dollar fortresses.
I mean, really think about that question. It's a question of absolute extremes. On one end, you have a shelter that costs less than a gumball. On the other, a fortress that costs more than a skyscraper. So, what happens between those 2 points? Let's find out, because the journey is, well, it's pretty wild.
And look at this. This slide just lays it all out perfectly. We're going to go from a literal death trap, a sinking metal box, all the way to a total marvel of engineering, an entire city tucked inside a mountain that literally floats on gigantic springs. The difference is just, it's almost hard to believe.
Okay, so our journey starts at the absolute bottom. Forget a shoestring budget. We're talking about what you can get with the spare change you find in your couch. This is survival at its most basic, and honestly, it's most terrifying.
Yep, you are seeing that right. $1. For less than what you'd pay for a pack of gum, someone actually tried to sell a so-called bunker.
So what does a single dollar get you? Well, it gets you a leaky, bent-up shipping container that looks like it's already having a really bad day. They put it to the test with just a small little explosion and, well, it failed. Spectacularly. Let's just say you definitely get what you pay for. All right, let's make a huge leap from the absurd to the serious. For $1 million, you're not buying a rusty coffin anymore. Nope. You're buying a piece of history, a genuine Cold War relic that's been repurposed for the modern doomsday prepper. The engineering in this thing is just incredible. This isn't just some shelter. It's a decommissioned missile silo built to take a direct nuclear hit. The whole building rests on 8 massive springs, so it can just ride out the shockwave. But the guy who owns it now has added his own touches. Forget cots and canned beans. This place has a luxury bathroom and, you're not going to believe this, a nightclub 5 stories underground. So now we're going to shift gears from repurposed government tech to a purely personal obsession. What happens when one guy with a whole lot of money and a very active imagination decides to build a doomsday shelter in his own backyard? Well, things get interesting. $3 million. All of it hidden right under this kind of creepy-looking shed in an otherwise totally normal suburban yard. And honestly, this quote just says it all. The owner isn't just some average prepper, he's an inventor. This bunker isn't just for hiding out in. It's a showcase for his, let's call them, unique creations. And these creations are something straight out of a video game. I mean, we're talking a backpack flamethrower, a wrist-mounted rocket launcher that also has a taser, a machine gun with a chainsaw attached to it, and a spinning belt of knives. This isn't really a bunker, it's the lair of a real-life supervillain. Or maybe a superhero. I'm honestly not sure which. Okay, so far we've seen shelters built for one person or one family, but now we're diving into the world of communal living, apocalypse style. These aren't just bunkers, they're underground luxury condos where the end of the world is basically just another amenity on the list. Our first stop in this whole new category is a $30 million underground skyscraper. Yeah, this thing is basically an inverted skyscraper. It goes 15 stories deep and it's built to house a whole new little society. It has everything. Luxury apartments, a hospital, a pharmacy, even its own jail. But the real key to its survival is this massive hydroponic farm that promises a never-ending food supply. And to keep from going crazy, there's a pool, a gym, and a rock climbing wall. This question gets right to the heart of what this place is all about. It's not just about surviving, it's about maintaining a lifestyle, you know? They want the comforts of home, a taste of the world they left behind. And yes, that includes bacon in a can, because even in an apocalypse, some things are just sacred. All right, next up, another huge jump in price to $50 million. But this bunker isn't about having more stuff or thicker walls. It's built on a completely different and fascinating idea. Surviving the apocalypse is a mental game, not just a physical one.
This quote right here just perfectly sums it up. Hidden away underneath a totally normal-looking house is a bunker designed to make you forget you're even underground. It's a psychological trick, a simulation of the outside world with fake grass, painted scenery, and, unbelievably, actual palm trees growing 3 stories deep.
So here's the key difference when you look at them side by side. The $30 million bunker, that's all about the body. Food, health, a functioning community.
But this $50 million one, it's all about the mind, creating this illusion of normalcy to stop people from having a psychological breakdown. And it's a pretty fascinating debate, right? What's more important for long-term survival, a full stomach or a sane mind?
And now, we've reached the top of the mountain, quite literally. We're leaving the world of private bunkers behind and entering the world of national security. This is the Cheyenne Mountain Space Force Station, a name that is every bit as formidable as the place itself.
$1 billion. That is the price tag for what is arguably the most secure location on the entire planet.
Just getting inside is a mission in itself. First, you have to get past heavily armed military guards. Then, you travel down this long tunnel that was carved through nearly half a mile of solid granite. And then, you have to get through not one, but two massive blast doors, each one weighing 25 tons. This place was designed to be completely impenetrable. And once you're inside, the cameras go off. As this security officer makes perfectly clear, what lies beyond those doors is top secret. This is not a tourist attraction. It's the nerve center for an entire nation's defense.
The scale of this place is just staggering. Just like that $1 million silo we saw, this entire underground city is mounted on massive springs. It's a completely self-contained world. It has its own power grid, its own roads with fire trucks, multiple lakes, a grocery store, and, I am not making this up, a Subway sandwich shop. From right here, NORAD keeps watch over the skies of all of North America.
So after all that, where does it leave us? We've gone from a $1 death trap to a $1 billion fortress. We've seen survival as a hobby, as a luxury, and as a matter of national security. It all just begs the question, when the end of the world comes, what are we actually trying to save?